it's Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are here today to look at some alternatives in foiling, because there are some beautiful, beautiful machines out there that create this gorgeous foiling, this letterpress, there's all sorts of wonderful things. However, I don't have room for them in my budget nor my craft space. So it's a good time to remind myself that there are lots of other alternatives. Now, I have a couple of videos coming up showing different alternatives, but one of them are these stick and shine sheets from Penny Black. Now, there are many, many designs. The ones with the borders here is called Border Beauty, and then this one here that I have in my hands is called Refinement. And so there are lots, as I said, lots of different designs, but I want to remind you that even with these bulk sheets here, these sort of whole background sheets, we can actually change these up a bit, and this is where it's going to get fun. Now, today is very basic, but it shows you that basic can create a gorgeous, gorgeous card. So I'm going to take a layering heart, and we are going to die cut from these refinement sheets. Now, I am going to take a couple of hearts. I'll use them later on, but for the minute, I'm taking a smaller one, and you just run this through your die cutting machine like you would any other paper, and then this is going to cut beautifully. Now, this still has all the release sheets on, so I'm not ruining any of the surrounding. I can still use the whole rest of it, and then I'm going to run the larger heart through with just some plain white cardstock, because I want there to be a gorgeous white border, but I don't want there to be like a whole nother layer. So we can just add on these beautiful sheets, these stick and shine sheets, onto our heart, and it's going to layer beautifully. Now, I could have kept this gorgeous heart white, but this did take a turn. I definitely changed my mind where I was going with this, so I want to add some color to this heart first. So I'm going to use some Gina K ink. This one is Ocean Mist, but you can use obviously anything. You can use pigment inks, dye inks. You could have patterned paper underneath this, although the pattern is quite busy from the stick and shine. You could just use any backgrounds that you had already in your stash. You could do some ink blotting techniques. I mean, all sorts that you could put underneath these, because the great thing is that the foil is going to sit on top of these inks that we are adding, and it's going to adhere perfectly. There's going to be no worries there at all. So I have done a light layer, I would say, of Ocean Mist, and the ink blending is not perfect. I just quickly did it. Now, I thought I would use some tweezers here, but honestly, hands is fine. And then I'm going to pop this down in the middle of my heart. It's pretty easy to pop down there because they layer nicely. And then once you have it in the right place, I'm going to press all of it down. These are really easy to adhere. They actually adhere perfectly with your fingers. If you're not sure about that, then I just use the rounded soft side of my bone folder. And that is going to just make sure that everything is nice and adhered, and you've got all of those edges, which is most important. And then you're able to pick out the foil that you would like to add. Now, I got the pack here. This has heaps of colors in it, maybe 8 or 10. I can't remember how many colors it's got. But this is different to the hot foiling. So make sure you get the right type of foil. This is just the normal foil, like deco art foil. Make sure it's not the hot foiling foil, because we're not doing any hot foiling. That is mainly for the machines. So look at the shine on this. This is stunning. This blue is beautiful. I could keep turning that in the light constantly. It's gorgeous. It hasn't missed any bits, it hasn't skipped any. It was a really quick process, and it's absolutely beautiful. So I do like that the stick and shine sheets are pretty reliable with, not skipping, and the stickiness is the perfect amount. So this is some Ocean Mist cardstock. Now, I did get a couple of matching cardstocks. Just a handful of them to try out, a small handful, because I really like that look of coloured card bases, and I'm trying to branch out. This is one of the things that I'm challenging myself with this year. I very much am a white card base girl, and then last year I branched out to do sort of a navy and the vanilla malt from Lawn Fawn, and I love that look. So I'm trying to branch out again and do some coloured card bases and see how I go. Now, this is where I'm putting on the Border Beauty. So you get 4 borders in this one. I've used these on a previous project as well. I have another video, which I will link up in the top right-hand corner of this video now. I will also try and remember to link it at the end so that you can watch that one too for more ideas on how to use these exact packs. These are just the 2 packs that I purchased, and so we want to make the most of them. Right, so again, I'm going to use that same foil, that same sheet of foil. Everything is coordinating nicely. We're going with the blues thing. I am a blues girl, so I naturally lean towards that. And sometimes I have to fight that urge, and then sometimes I lean into it, and that's perfectly okay too. So I'm just using my finger here. Honestly, I just run my finger around, make sure I think I've got everything. If you miss anything when you take it out, when you pull the foil back, that's so pretty, then I just pop it down like this and then just press down a little bit to cover those pieces, and it will pick up the foil where it needs to. So really, really easy if you did end up skipping anywhere. But again, this is just, the shine, it's beautiful, it's complete, there's nothing missed or skipped. So this is really good, but I just, there's a little too much white than what I was anticipating. So as usual, I changed my plan a little bit, and I'm going to take out my Hero Arts Infinity rectangle dies. Now, I use the dies. By all means, you can certainly just use your trimmer and trim this down. But sometimes I end up going wonky when it's not the same, when it's off kilter from the white piece of paper that it's on. My brain does funny things, and so I just find that using a rectangle die is going to work perfect. Now, I could have rounded the corners here because the Border Beauty almost looks rounded. It doesn't. It's actually squared off, but it's just the pattern. Now, at this point, I thought I did not have enough ink behind here because the blue cardstock that I'm using, the Ocean Mist, as a card base kind of makes this one look a little splotchy and not quite complete. So I'm actually going to add some more ink over top of the foil. Now again, this is not going to hurt your foil. The foil stayed in place. None of it came off. It's adhered down beautifully. I did give it a gentle wipe over with a white paper towel just to get off any excess ink that was going to sit on top of the foil, and just to make sure that no one got it on their hands or whatever when they were picking up the card. Then this is where this gorgeous blue border, I'm really liking this, and I can see all of that shine. It only picks up on camera when the lights kind of catch it, but in real life when I'm moving around, these are just so beautiful. Now, I've got the little fancy phrases set here. Now, by all means, I thought I was going to use the happy birthday, so it does fit really nicely there. So I pulled it out and thought that I would use it, but actually I changed my mind and decided that I was going to make this a beautiful hugs, sending hugs card. I just think that's really nice as well. It's a gorgeous little heart for the front, and I got that kind of feeling from this one today, so I changed my mind into the sending hugs. I'm just stamping this in some plain VersaFine Onyx black ink. Of course, these stamps stamp beautifully, the ink stamps beautifully. This is a beautiful combination. I did decide to pop up the heart. So if you take off the release paper of your foam tape, this means that you can bend it around all of those corners super duper easy and get the whole heart completely adhered without any gaps, so that when someone looks from the outside or they kind of angle the card to look from the side, it's got a beautiful, complete, continuous foam on the inside. Not that that matters, not one bit. But then I'm going to pop my heart on here. Now this is stunning, and when I move this around, it looks absolutely beautiful. But I do think this card needs a couple of finishing touches. All of that foil is really sweet. But I have some gorgeous little gems that I think are going to work really well for this one, and the border provides a really nice place to naturally pop these. So I'm going to work with that, and this is something I used to do all the time. But I have these little these are little rock gems, they're beautiful. They've got some adhesive on the back of them that's really nice and strong. So I'm just going to go alongside that border and add a few in a few different places, 3 different places to draw the eye around the card. And then look what we've got, this beautiful card. No hassle with the foiling. This card was very, very quick to create. I think this is a 10-minute card all up, and actually maybe I think it took me 23 minutes, I think the video is here. So that's pretty good. So I think this is a gorgeous, easy card to complete. And remember that there are lots of different alternatives if you don't want to use the hot foiling machines. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. At the end of this video, I will have some more that you can enjoy. or that you might find interesting. But other than that, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.